Though they now live on opposite coasts, Shep Rose and Teddi Mellencamp go way back in their friendship as South Carolina natives, and they just reunited in March 2025. The Southern charmer, more specifically, visited the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alum for lunch in Encino, California, and the two shared a behind-the-scenes look at their outing on social media on March 17. Over the course of their shared meal, the two discussed everything from Teddi's ongoing brain cancer battle to Shep's recent split from Sienna Evans. As Teddi put it in an Instagram story, teasing Shep Rose was the perfect pre-first radiation thing I could think of. In honor of his reunion with Teddi, Shep shared a sweet photo of the two on Instagram. In case you all didn't know, my hometown friend, Teddi Mellencamp, recently had several tumors removed from her brain. Shep wrote in the caption of his post, referring to Teddi's ongoing cancer journey. There's still lots to battle, but we decided to meet up as she was up for it. We met in Encino, a magical village in the valley. He continued, as soon as I saw Teddi and gave her a hug, we argued about where to sit. She then rather bluntly announced, I almost died and I still might. Make a decision for once, Shepherd. We then proceeded to just laugh. We love dark humor and Teddi is the queen of it. So we ordered a loaf of bread with oil and balsamic vinaigrette for dipping and chicken parm pasta. Of their outing, Shep said that the two had more laughs than anything. She has a keen interest and derives much pleasure in my misadventures, he concluded, which I think means that she loves me. In an Instagram story video, Teddi addressed Shep's aforementioned misadventures by asking him why he tried so hard to make it happen with Sienna. Well, I think it was coming off the heels somewhat of my relationship with Taylor and Green, he said about their 2022 split. It's just sort of fun to like somebody, and so maybe and if it's long distance, you overestimate the feelings. It can be lots lost in translation, but we had some very, very nice moments together. Of course, it wasn't on television, but I had reasons to believe as strongly as I did, trust me. I don't trust him, and I'd known him since I was 11. Teddi joked, and Shep said, that's bulls. I don't lie, and that's the one thing that you said, Shep said. Teddi and Shep both grew up in Hilton Head, South Carolina. As Shep explained in a video that Teddi later posted on her Instagram stories after their March reunion, Teddi had a great house on the beach, and we would all ride our bikes over there and jump in the pool. She had a trampoline that was built into the deck so you could really get creative. See, your memories are coming to my house, and my memories are going to yours, Teddi said. Like Shep had a Christmas party every year, and it was honestly like getting into the Met Gala. Like we would check the list to see who could get in. No, as Teddi put it, I'm one of the only people in Hilton Head Island, South Carolina who did not make out with Shep. That's true. That's very unfortunate. Shep joked in response. I admit that's one of your big regrets. Teddi Mellencamp and Shep Rose have long been familiar faces in the world of reality television. Teddi from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and Shep from Southern Charm. While their paths have crossed at industry events and Bravo reunions, fans were in for a surprise when the two reunited recently and an unexpected confession about their past came to light. It all happened at a charity gala in Charleston, where Bravo stars and celebrities gathered for an evening of fundraising, fine dining, and apparently shocking revelations. As cameras flashed and guests mingled, Teddi and Shep found themselves face to face after years of casual acquaintanceship. The interaction began as playful banter, but it wasn't long before Teddi dropped a confession that left Shep and the onlooking crowd stunned. The event, held at a historic Charleston estate, was a glittering affair. Candles flickered on long banquet tables, jazz music played in the background, and waiters glided across the marble floors with trays of champagne flutes. Among the many Bravo stars in attendance, Shep and Teddi stood out, not just for their effortless charm, but because of the surprising tension between them. Shep, dressed in his signature relaxed yet sophisticated style, think linen blazer, no tie, was in the middle of telling a humorous story when he spotted Teddi across the room. With a grin, he raised his glass in her direction and sauntered over. Well, he drawled, his southern accent as smooth as ever. Fancy seeing you here, Miss Mellencamp. Teddi, ever the composed and confident presence, turned and smiled. Shep Rose, she replied, tilting her head. Still charming the room, I see. There was an ease between them, the kind that only comes from years of knowing each other, but underneath it, something unsaid lingered. And then, as if she had been waiting for this moment, Teddi took a deep breath and let the truth spill out. I have to tell you something, she said, her voice quieter now, the playfulness giving way to something more serious. I actually had a huge crush on you years ago." For a moment, Shep just blinked. Then a slow smirk spread across his face. "Wait a second," he said, pointing at her. "Are you messing with me? You, Teddi Mellencamp, had a thing for me." Teddi laughed, shaking her head. "Not just a thing, a huge crush. Back in the day, before I was on Housewives, before you were a household name, we ran into each other at a party in I thought you were the funniest, most charming guy in the room." Teddi shrugged. "I was too nervous. And to be fair, you were, let's just say, entertaining quite a few ladies that night. I figured I was just one of many." The confession caught Shep completely off guard. He let out a deep chuckle, running a hand through his slightly tousled hair. "Wow, I don't even know what to say to that." Teddi smirked. "Don't let it go to your head." As they continued talking, the idea of what could have been lingered between them. "Imagine if we had dated," Shep mused, taking a sip of his drink. "That would have been something." Teddi rolled her eyes playfully. "Please, you would have driven me crazy with your commitment issues." Shep put a hand to his heart in mock offense. "I am capable of commitment." Teddi raised an eyebrow. "Shep, be honest. Back then, were you ready to date someone seriously?" Shep sighed dramatically. "Okay, fine, maybe not then." The exchange was light-hearted, but there was a hint of nostalgia in Shep's expression. It was clear that the revelation had taken him by surprise, and perhaps even made him wonder if he had unknowingly missed out on something special. Their conversation soon shifted to the present, careers, family, and the ups and downs of reality TV fame. Teddi, now a successful accountability coach and podcast host, spoke about how much her life had changed since her RHOB8 days. Shep, ever the free spirit, admitted that he was still figuring things out, but was open to settling down. "You know," Shep said, tapping his glass against hers, "life is funny. We think we have it all figured out, and then, years later, we find out something that changes our perspective." As the night wore on, the two continued talking, laughing, and reminiscing. It was clear that while they may have missed their chance at romance in the past, their connection, whatever form it took, was still very much alive. "I don't think you remember this, but we actually went on a date once," Teddi revealed, her expression half amused, half curious. Shep blinked, momentarily taken aback. "Wait, what? No way! You're messing with me." Teddi smirked. "I'm serious. It was years ago, long before either of us was on TV. It wasn't anything dramatic, just one dinner, but I always wondered if you even remembered." Shep furrowed his brows, trying to dig through his memory. "Hold on. Was this in LA?" "Yep," Teddi confirmed, sipping her drink. "A mutual friend set us up. I remember thinking you were fun and charming, but also, no offense, a little all over the place." Shep chuckled, running a hand through his hair. "That checks out. So what happened? Why didn't we go out again?" Teddi hesitated for a second before delivering the truth with a mischievous smile. "You never called me back." Shep's eyes widened in mock horror. "No, I wouldn't do that." "Oh, you absolutely did," Teddi teased. "But it's okay, I clearly survived." Shep groaned, shaking his head. "Now I feel terrible. But in my defense, I was probably an idiot back then." "Probably," Teddi quipped, laughing. Their banter continued, the initial awkwardness quickly fading into amusement. What could have been a tense moment instead turned into a hilarious trip down memory lane. As they reminisced, it became clear that both had taken wildly different yet equally entertaining paths since that forgotten date. Teddi, the daughter of music legend John Mellencamp, had built her own identity as a wellness coach and reality TV star. Her time on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills showcased her dedication to health, friendship, and the occasional dose of drama. Though she left the show after 3 seasons, she continued making waves in the Bravo world through her podcast and guest appearances.